Hi everyone. Today I want to break down Actividad dos from a lesson plan taken from my Spanish 101 class and show how this single 10-minute activity is a powerful example of authentic communication in action, reflecting key goals from the ACTFL World Readiness Standards. First, let's review the activity. This is the You Do It Together phase, called Práctica de Comunicación Real, real communication practice. Students get into pairs and create a short four-turn dialogue. Their task is specific. One person must make an invitation using the verb venir, to come. The other person must respond with an excuse using an idiomatic expression with the verb tener, to have. The goal here is real world application. Think about how often we do this every day. For example, student A might say, ¿Vienes a la biblioteca para estudiar? Are you coming to the library to study? Student B might reply, Ay, no puedo, tengo mucho sueño. Oh, no, I can't. I'm very sleepy. Or another common scenario. Student A, ¿Vienes a la cafetería con nosotros? Are you coming to the cafeteria with us? Student B, no puedo ahora, tengo prisa, tengo otra clase. I can't right now, I'm in a hurry, I have another class. This structure even works for more complex excuses, like using tener to have to, which was part of the earlier lesson input. Student A might say, ¿Vienes a la fiesta el viernes? Are you coming to the party on Friday? While student B might respond, Me gustaría, pero no puedo. Tengo que trabajar. I'd like to, but I can't. I have to work. As you can see, these aren't just abstract grammar drills. They are direct simulations of common, everyday social interactions. This simple exchange directly targets several high impact standards. The most obvious connection is to the communication goal area, which is to communicate effectively in more than one language in a variety of situations. This activity doesn't just use one mode of communication, it strategically blends two of them, interpersonal and presentational. The primary mode here is interpersonal communication. ACTFL defines this as when learners interact and negotiate meaning in conversations to share information, reactions, feelings, and opinions. That is exactly what's happening in this dialogue. It's not a one way street. Student A makes an invitation, and student B must understand it, react, and share a feeling or need, like being sleepy, in a hurry, or having to do work. The goal isn't just grammatical perfection. The lesson plan's evaluation criteria focus on fluidez y la comprensión mutua, fluency and mutual understanding. This negotiation of meaning is the very heart of interpersonal competence. The activity also cleverly assesses presentational communication. Now, you might think presentational just means a big speech, but ACTFL defines it as when learners present information, concepts, and ideas to inform or explain. In this activity, each student's turn is a mini presentation of information. Student A is presenting an idea, I am inviting you. Student B is presenting an explanation, I am rejecting your invitation because I am sleepy. This lesson plan's own objectives link this task to both modes, aiming for students to apply expressions interpersonally and construct an invitation or excuse presentationally. This activity goes beyond just communication. It also deeply engages the comparisons and culture's goal areas. This is the most crucial part. The activity requires students to use idiomatic tener expressions, which is a uso cultural, cultural use noted in the lesson plan. An English speaker's instinct is to say, estoy caliente, for I am hot, which is a direct translation but incorrect and often has a different unintended meaning. The language comparison standard says learners should reflect on the nature of language through comparisons and their own. By correctly using tengo calor or tengo hambre, students are actively grappling with this comparison. They are learning that Spanish expresses physical states differently than English. This isn't just a grammar rule, it's a cultural one. They are developing insight into the nature of culture and learning to interact with cultural competence by expressing a basic human need in a way that is culturally and linguistically authentic to a Spanish speaker. So as you can see, Actividad dos is far more than a simple grammar drill. In just 10 minutes, this real communication practice builds interpersonal skills by forcing students to negotiate meaning, develops presentational skills by having them construct and inform, and strengthens language and cultural comparison skills by requiring them to use authentic tener idioms that contrast directly with their native language. It's a perfect example of how to move students from just knowing the language to actively using it for authentic, meaningful communication. Thank you for your time.